Master must go back to Hogwarts. Master must go to the Catholic Church.
If you're a man and you want to dress like a woman and do the cha-cha slide, that's fine with me.
Got somebody dressed up as mashed potato. You got
Christians haven't been known to dress up in a certain way and commit atrocities, have they?
Good evening, Glizzy Nation.
Hello, welcome back to Midnight Giggles.
Midnight Giggles, The Rise of Doodles, episode 4. Welcome back to the Beast Podcast.
Cheeky friends till the end.
What does that mean? My friend, we are speaking about Christianity today. Today's video we're going to be looking at drag queens are a mockery of God's design for womanhood.
It's a bit harsh. Got a bit far there.
We are not going to give into the delusion. This is not going to help all of the major mental breakdowns that are going on in our world. And like, this is not helping it by affirming that, one, men can be women, or two, men should dress up like women.
Right, hang on.
Hello. What's going on here?
I'll tell you what, they're talking about men dressing like women. When humans were created by God in their world, didn't they just have like leaves over their bits?
Yeah, but this is the thing, like, it's like, mate, like, firstly, why you fucking care? Like, mate, just, you're like 40 years old, like, just relax. If people want to dress up like something, we're bringing them up again with the Harry Styles dress thing. Why do people care so much? Like, if somebody wants to wear clothes, just let them do it. Mate, if somebody wants to dress up as a glizzy, let them do it. I personally think it's perfectly fine.
I'd be more inclined to watch that, actually.
What, somebody dressing up as a glizzy?
RuPaul's glizzy race.
Mate, and each person is a different form of glizzy. We're bringing back the glizzy talk. hashtag glizzy talk.
Hashtag follow Aidan Glizzy on Twitter.
You've got one bloke who's dressed up as a fucking hex sausage. You've got one who's a Linda McCartney, and then of course,
and then you got a bag of chips.
And then they've got a partner up. They've got so you've got your glizzies, and then you've got your side dish. And you got somebody dressed up as mashed potato. you got somebody dressed up as fucking gravy, and then mate,
do you dress up as gravy?
Mate, you just got to be a little bit slimy, if you know what I mean.
Bit slimy.
A little slimy, a little bit of gravy. Maybe some people want it fixed. Some people might want it liquidy. I don't know. But then you've also got some people dressing up as batter. You never know, batter.
Chips. That's an easy one you didn't mention.
Yeah, chips.
Beans.
Bean. Mate. If somebody's dressing up as a bean, they need to get a grip. But I personally think if you want to dress up as bangers and mash, it's absolutely fine.
That's what they fail to understand here, isn't it?
But honestly, realistically, is there any difference between me putting on my jeans and you dressing up as a glizzy and somebody dressing up in drag? Not really. Because at the end,
we've all got one thing in common there.
What?
We're humans.
I was going to say we all love glizzies. that is
the duality of man.
Mate, this is how we end discrimination. This is how we end any forms of phobia. Mate, I was even going to cure arachnophobia.
I'd love to see them watch me dress up as a sausage,
mate, if
in a bra,
mate, and a wig, maybe a little bit of lipstick.
Do you think that'd be offensive to drag queens as well?
Mate,
that'd be offensive. Tell you what, that would just upset everyone.
and that's how we're going to unite society. You're going to be dressed up as a Richmond with a wig.
And then I'll be running away from everyone. And it'll be like the streets will be crowded.
I just realised, if you do that, you're just going to look like a fucking minion. We're 12 seconds into this, and we've got onto glizzy minions.
And they'll put on fake breasts that are way oversized, massive rears, like where...
So they're way too big. They're way too big.
Let people choose what size boobs they want to have.
What if, like, people actually have boobs, and they just happen to be that size, and they're like... They're fucking way too big. It's like, mate, this is just my boobies.
Like, I'm sorry, lady. That is just...
Oh, Jesus. That's just mean.
massive rears, like wear very skimpy clothing and dance around and twerk and do all this stuff. Like, this is insane. No wonder we have problems.
Right, that's not the root of all problems, is
What,
it?
people wearing skimpy clothing and doing a bit of dancing.
People fucking just having a little jig.
Mate, if you want to wear skimpy glizzy clothing, sorry,
If you're a man and you want to dress like a woman and do the cha-cha slide, that's fine with me, mate.
But before we go any further, I do just want to interject, and yes, this is non-podcast Fraser. I do want to say, as you've probably guessed, could you please subscribe to the podcast? Because, we're a brand new channel. We haven't got as many subscribers as we'd like, and we want to be around 20,000 subs by the end of the year. That would be absolutely amazing. So if you could do us a big old favour and subscribe to the channel before I send Nick Avocado to your house at 3 a.m, please do so, because I'd really appreciate it. And also, that was a joke, YouTube. I'm not actually threatening anybody other than the people that aren't subscribed to this channel. Thank you very much. Please subscribe. Let's continue.
What's up, everybody? It is Kristen and Bethany here, sisters, and we're so glad you're joining us for this conversation because we need to talk about this. This is something we've been wanting to talk about for a while. Drag queens.
Mate, if your day-to-day issues are surrounded by, needing to talk about drag queens, you've probably not got much struggles going on in your life.
These two people are absolutely appalling.
How come?
I normally hold back on a lot of what I say.
Oh, mate, these two are two people that I've spoken about regularly just because every time, every week they come out with some insane shit.
Stop being an awful person. It's let people dress up how they want to dress up, all right?
And the fact that it has become so mainstream, it is so popular, it is something that we're told children should be exposed to. It will give them sexual diversity, opportunity. Their young minds are so moldable and we want to shape them in the right way.
Man, I'm sorry, but no person is saying that. Maybe one or two. And again, it comes down to the whole thing of there are bad people in every community. But it's mate, if you're taking that and being oh, they're all saying it, it's are you a dickhead?
She just said that parents are saying kids should be exposed to this. Imagine you're 6 years old at home, you just had your dinner, and you're can I be excused to go play Wii bowling or whatever? I don't know.
Sorry.
Wah! And then, they're can I go play Wii bowling? No, you're not. Because
I'll go to a f***ing drag race.
It's we're watching an hour of RuPaul's tonight.
He goes, no, f***ing bang on the door. It's RuPaul. He's turned up. We're having some serious education today.
Let me just sit you down and talk about some woke shit.
Realistically, 9 times out, not even 9 times out of 10, 99.9999% of parents are not doing this shit.
These people are terrified that every child out there is just going to grow up to dress as a woman.
It's who cares this much? Just you need to get a grip. Just get a f***ing grip of yourself. Just for one, they know what. Wait, maybe they don't. Maybe they're actually convinced the shit's going on. But it's if you're watching this right now, it's sad because I know their name, Bethany Beard and Christian Clark. This isn't happening, and you need to chillax
and calm down. All right. I don't think people should have scrunchies on their wrists all the time.
Minds are so moldable and we want to shape them in the right way. In fact, something happened recently in our own backyard.
She's about to go, some ugly ass, nasty smelling cat came into my backyard.
No. We're not bringing Doodles into another clip. Doodles did not break in to go to find
Doodles shouting God defines motorbike.
RuPaul kicked down their door. He just launched Doodles the cat.
Why is she putting up so many barriers about this? Just get to the point. You just want to talk about Doodles. You don't care about drag queens. You're using them as a scapegoat for your hatred for shit-smelling cats.
And I should say, just for the clip, a little small bit of context. Doodles is my cat that ended up on a farm who used to stink of shit, took a big stinky dump on my dad's motorbike, and after that, never saw the cat again. And Doodles traditionally did smell of big smelly poos. He could be considered some form of a nuclear
biohazard.
and RuPaul threw him into Go Define's backyard. And this is the event they're speaking about. Big Doodles as stinky pooey fur. Mate, Doodles just needs to... We need to stop bringing him up.
Do you know what I like?
What?
I spend every Sunday coming here. Sometimes I spend about 7 hours traveling in total on a Sunday just to hear you talk about cat shit to me.
My stinky cat who reeks of poo. Well, he reeked of poo. I like to believe that if you've watched the previous clip, you will know that yes, Doodles is now living a fine life on Jeffree Star's yak farm, stinking of shit.
And if you clicked on this video thinking you were going to hear about Girl Define talking about drag queens, I'm sorry, you're not.
Yeah, you are silly for thinking
You're
you
silly.
were.
You're silly to think we've both got the attention span to stay on track with our topics because we haven't.
In Texas. I whacked myself in the face. Okay. We're from San Antonio, so not too far away, Dallas, Texas. This was in the news a lot, so you probably heard about it, but there was a big drag show, and it was literally titled Drag the Kids to Pride, a family-friendly drag show. That's how it was advertised.
Yeah, but this is implying that all drag is sexual. The reality is it's just somebody dressing up as...
No, it's not sexual, is it?
It can be sexual, but it's not.
No,
and like, I think if there is like a big event of where they are coming to these events, there's probably not going to be. In some cases, there are obviously going to be some bad things here and there, but for the most part, it's just somebody dressing up in a different way to the norm.
People aren't putting on RuPaul's Drag Race to bash one out, are they?
The thing I don't get is where's the videos of these people speaking about like pageants and stuff? There aren't. And pageants, beauty pageants, have done far more damage to this world than fucking drag.
I would say this: beauty pageants are fucking crime, and they're genuinely harmful, and they paint kids in a really weird
because,
light.
mate, you are. No, firstly, drag is an adult. It's typically dressing up, whereas in those cases, it's a kid dressing up, and you got some creepy old pedo rating them.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna say it. You're a pedo if you're a judge at one of those things.
Oh, she did a nice twirl.
Oh, mate, it is actually grim. But they're not going to do a video about that because I hate to sound like a political YouTuber, but it's not a part of their agenda. It's just not. But it's like they really don't care. Like, look, honestly, what is the difference between somebody doing fancy dress? It's really
honestly, it's like, where in the Bible does it say thou shalt not dress as woman?
And basically they were saying this is the ultimate family-friendly drag show. Come, bring your family, bring your little kids. We're gonna have drag performers in a nightclub, by the way. There's going to be dancing, and they even said, in fact, we're going to have 5 spots open for kids to join the stage to dance with the drag performers.
I love that they're trying to hype it up like it's this horrific thing, but it's like kid dances.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay. And it's also like with the whole nightclub thing, I mean, it's a room. Like, it's...
Yeah, the fact that it's a nightclub means nothing because a nightclub is only a nightclub at night when they're clubbing.
Yeah, when there is like specifically like people are absolutely off their tits.
Yeah, exactly, isn't it? It's like, I went to a gig last night. It's called a venue, but it is also a nightclub. Sometimes it's a restaurant,
mate,
and sometimes it's a cafe.
Mate, it's not like these kids could be doing keys and shit. Like keys of MDMA and stuff.
That's not what's happening, is it?
It's just like, mate, they have advertised it as family friendly. It's family friendly. You're trying to make it sound like something so much worse. And like, again, there are like, if they made videos again complaining about pageants and stuff, but like throughout, like a lot, honestly, you can go back to a kids movie and you can, when you're older, realize that there were some like certain innuendos in the like jokes and stuff in those movies, which are, pretty explicit without even realizing. But it's like people don't complain about that shit. It's just when a bloke, and usually in a lot of drag stuff, I believe a lot of people who do drag are like, part of the LGBTQ plus community. And it's like, I think the main reason people are complaining about it is probably just to platform their hatred, using some cases of, yes, there has been bad things here and there. But again, as we said a million times, in what like community or what in anything is there not a bad person?
And I'd also like to say with Christianity.
Yeah, right? Christianity. The typically wonderful thing which never anything bad has come out with.
All I'm saying is Christians haven't been known to dress up in a certain way and commit atrocities, have they?
And also...
and that's the thesis.
And I'm not saying anything about the Catholic Church, but there has definitely been a few things involving... Like, you could, honestly, can you really sit there and say, I'm worried about this group of people doing things with kids when you're a Christian? Like, look, if you're a Christian, I'm not saying you are all doing that. Just like I'm not saying all drag queens are doing that. But they are implying that all drag queens are doing that. And by taking their logic and applying it to their own religion, we can say, look at all those big nonce priests, like,
and Mr. Blobby is at the forefront of it all.
Mr. Blobby is a Peter. I don't care what anyone says. He is, and I will die on this hill. Look at him, man. Yeah. That man is too blobby to not.
he's blobbing about too much, and
And again,
he's past the blobby quota.
and just like we said in the previous thing, he's not blobbying up kids, he's blobbying up little blobby.
Little blobbies. And he's probably bumming yaks as well, but that's for a different clip.
And maybe even doodles.
Doodles.
God rest his soul. I feel like we should. There were some other videos being like, this is where you know these guys just chat utter f***ing codswallop.
Absolute codswallop, mate.
Are married Christian influencers too pro-sex now? Why do you f***ing care? Like, who cares?
So their entire brand is they're just angry at stuff.
They're just angry at people who love putting their Richmonds in certain areas.
I feel like if you were like, you know, friends with them or I don't know, in a relationship with them, you couldn't say anything to them without them getting a bit arsey with you.
Yeah, I don't even know what's said in this video, but I can guarantee you in the first 15 seconds we are going to pause and just say something stupid.
Welcome to another car conversation. It's Bethany here. I have honestly been trying to find somewhere with good lighting for this video, and as you can see, we have not found it.
Probably because you're in a car, mate.
Why don't you edit your videos better? You not having it anymore.
Mate, you just got a mask off.
So we're just gonna go for it and call it a day. So there was I don't know what you call it, an article, something that came out on BuzzFeed about me and my husband, I guess.
Why would you keep that in your video that you don't know what a news article is? That's well embarrassing.
But this is the thing, mate. This is what they do. They'll see one headline and they'll be like, "Oh my God, the world's ended."
Yeah.
It's like no different to when you know how you get like stereotypical bald men who read the Daily Mail and like, "Fuck me, the world's ended." You know what I mean?
Also, her source is BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
It's like she's getting angry. She's probably going to upload a video tomorrow that's like, I just found out I'm in the Slytherin house.
Mate, after all these years, I thought I was a common muggle. And now I'm going to fucking Hogwarts.
You're not a wizard, Bethany.
And
You're just a dick.
So this article on BuzzFeed came out, which I found honestly comical because I'm like, BuzzFeed has like tons of they have like 13 million followers on Facebook. I don't even know what else. That's just what I saw in other places. They're like a massive, I don't know what they are. Like, I don't know what they do, but they just like release stories and gossip and like whatever.
She seems well informed.
I'm making this entire video speaking about this article. Don't fucking know what they do though.
She's like, well, here's one for you. Well, yeah, you know. Well, yeah, you know. Well, yeah, you know. Well, you should have gone Specsavers, Jeff. Do you know what this entire video is like?
What?
You seen that meme where that kid's like, when you believe that you can, when you can do anything.
That you
It's just fucking gobbledygook, isn't it? It's absolute word salad. It's like she's playing Wordle with herself.
And so they released this whole story about my husband and I in this video that we created on Instagram, and I'll link it below so you can see it. And the whole point of the article was basically like these Christian influencers who used to be like so pro abstinence, don't have sex, get married, and then seem to be making these kind of like sexual jokes or, you know, kind of sexy videos.
I really want her to do a video where she talks about buddies being the face of the Antichrist.
I am actually wearing like an Antichrist,
Yeah, there you are.
an Antichrist cross.
The problem with doodles.
Mate, I want to know what Bethany Beard thinks about Doodles, the poo-smelling cat.
She probably hears that story and just fucking sits in her room and cries herself to sleep. Just thinking about the state of the world.
She gets a fucking Toyota Civic, just drives down.
Toyota Civic.
She said-
That's a Honda brand.
Oh, sorry, a Honda Civic. And she says, "I'm sorry about the lighting, but I just can't fucking handle it anymore." Doodles stinks of shit. I don't know what to do anymore.
The car's like Ron Weasley's and she just flies off to Hogwarts to be a Slytherin. Eating a fuck, nomming on a
You saying,
No,
no, I'm not a pumpkin pastry. Pastry.
fucking cramming chocolate frogs into her mouth. Starts throwing up fucking slugs or whatever it was.
She becomes addicted to pumpkin juice.
And butterbeer. Just spends her days drinking pints with Hagrid.
Fucking Dobby. Dobby, you fucking kind of, mate. They're like, we're doing a collaboration today, and today we're going to be speaking about why gay people suck. And we brought along, we fucking brought along the best man of the hour to speak about this shit, Dobby the house elf, and his 13-inch schlong.
Dobby do be packing though. He do be packing.
Dobby really do be packing. packing hatred. More like, am I right?
Dobby, that schlong is filled with absolute obscenities. Terrible worldviews. You really need to be more tolerant. Now get out of that fucking basement, you weird cunt. I'm glad you died. You dickhead.
Big Dubs in a chat for Bellastrick Slade.
Take your fucking potato sack jumper and fucking fuck off.
And your stupid fucking stinky socks. They look like shit anyway, Dobby.
I'd rather spend the night sniffing Doodle's arsehole than have to spend 1 minute talking to you and your horrible views.
Has happened here. What the have you been saying? Have you had a whiff of Dobby's finest butter? Buddy, Dobby's finest vape. Dobby and Blinky the house staff have been rolling up a little spleef and they've given you a little
I've
token.
been huffing Dobby all day.
Dobby's big pipe.
Why do we keep insinuating Dobby is packing pipe?
Dobby, we have come to the conclusion today that Dobby the house elf is chronically homophobic. And he also has a massive package and he's going to be making more collaborations with Go to Find.
I'm actually speechless, mate.
We're going to have to conclude this by saying Dobby the house elf is a horrible human being. Do you reckon J.K. Rowling's going to sue us? Because honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if her views line up with Go to Find.
No, I really do not like J.K. Rowling as a person.
She's
and I just would like to say to everyone that has made it this far in the podcast, please come back next week.
Yeah, we don't really. I am putting this into a clip because I think Dobby the house elf. We've exposed him today. We've exposed him and Go to Find the truth behind Dobby. Dobby, mate, is actually the real Pope. The current whatever his name is, Pope Benedict the 70th. He is just a puppet for Dobby the house elf. He
gets into his bed and he just shapeshifts.
It's a fucking Dobby.
And his little potato sack.
So what was Dobby doing in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets when he was bouncing on Harry's bed trying to Master must go back to Hogwarts. Master must go to the Catholic Church. Oh, that actually was I thought it was a pretty good impression.
That's pretty good.
Oh God. No, we're gonna conclude this by saying who gives a shit what somebody dresses up like? If I want to dress up like a glizzy, I'm gonna dress up like a glizzy.
I'm all for the glizzy dressing.
Yeah.
And the best dressing to help with your glizzy is HP sauce.
Yeah, and Matt, honestly, I've been having light mayo recently.
Mayo.
Been thoroughly enjoying it, and I've also been not enjoying this Go to Find video where we're gonna end this clip by saying, if you watch this, I apologize.